Hello guys and welcome back to another video. My name is Pips, professional sports bettor and co-founder of PropsMadness, the best researching tool out there. We have a huge slate, 10 NBA games tonight on Sunday, and I'll have 5 official picks, so make sure to stay tuned. Before diving into the research, let's start with the recap. Last show picks. We had 3 picks, 2 of them lost, 1 won. Welcome to the NBA Blowout Association. We got hooked on Colin Sexton. Aaron Ismith didn't have legs. It was a huge blowout. And then Johnny Furphy, again, covering easy for us, ended up scoring 10 points. Looking at Sexton, he hooked us when they were up 50 points at the end of the third quarter, which is insane. He scored a 3 to make it 111-55. Insane stuff happening in the NBA right now, and especially last night when half the games were huge blowouts. But we can't do much about it. Let's jump into the research for today. And we'll start with Maxime Raynaud. Interesting spot against the Houston Rockets tonight. We're going to bet over 9.5 points, minus 128. Widely available. DraftKings, FanDuel, BetRivers, Caesars is minus 132, so even that should be good. Why I'm going with this bet? Look, first start with the head-to-head. 2 games against Houston Rockets this season. He ended up scoring 25 and 12, so he's already 18.5 points in 34 minutes against the Rockets this season. And then if you take a look at the expected minutes, he's expected to play between 25 and 35 minutes, and in those minutes he's averaging 13.5 points. As we already seen, he kind of does well against the Rockets. They are switching smaller guards on him and letting him post up and easily score inside. They are more than happy with them playing through him. So great matchup. Also, if you take a look, under came against the Suns, who are great defense. So even if you take a look, if you exclude top 5 teams against the centers, we get 14 points average in 30 minutes. So that's the first bet. Before going into the second bet, I'll have a big ladder spot later into the video, so make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment what's your favorite bet for today for this massive slate. Let's go to the OG Anunoby, Knicks against Blazers, and looking at the expected minutes, that's always the starting point, and we can see that he is expected to play between 30 to 40 minutes tonight. And when you look at the max games, you can see that in those minutes, 30 to 40, he's averaging 16.9 points, and we have a line at 14.5, minus 118, minus 122 at BetOnline, minus 125 on DraftKings. That should all work. But yeah, this could be a massive spot for OG Anunoby. Looking at the matchup, kind of above average from the corners, where he scores 30% of his points. And even though they are great spot-up defense, they are horrible against transition and free throws. Also pick and roll ball handlers and cuts probably. So kind of above average matchup for OG Anunoby. So let's look. When we exclude top 10 in transition defense, we can see that he is over this line in 13 out of 17 games, averaging 17.5 points a game. Maybe some of these games were without Brunson, so let's check that one out already in, and maybe some against without Towns, but average stays the same, 17.5 points, 14.5 line. Drew Holiday should be back for the Blazers, so Brunson in kind of a tougher matchup. So yeah, second bet, OG Anunoby over 14.5 points. Third bet is coming from the same game. That will be Toumani Camara over 2.5 threes. We have minus 150 in BetMGM, minus 180 in DraftKings, minus 122 Caesars, all playable. We'll start with DraftKings, minus 118. He has a huge correlation with threes allowed, and I'll show you that now. And he gets 30 to 40 minutes this season. Look at the last 21. He covered in 14 out of 21, averaging 3.3 threes made. Lately, been on fire. If you take a look at the last 14 games, he's covered in 70% of the games, averaging 3.4 makes. So huge spot for Camara. But looking at the entire season, we can see that Knicks allow third most above the break threes, and they are allowing ton of catch and shoot. If you take a look at the games when Camara is not playing, teams who are top 10 in catch and shoot defense. Looking at last 20 games, he's over in 15 out of 20, averaging 3.4. So yeah, great matchup. Drew Holiday back, so playmaking should be on another level. He should be getting just spot up shots, catch and shoot shots, and against the Knicks, that should be a great spot. They are also poor in transition, which also helps because he scores some of his threes in transition. So overall, great matchup for Toumani Kamara, and that's our third bet. Fourth bet will be a ladder, as I said. It will be Westbrook threes against the Houston Rockets. We can see that we get, so we'll first bet over 1.5 threes. We get in plus money, plus 120. That's our initial bet. But we'll ladder this one, as you can go on FanDuel and check 3 plus 3s plus 370, and even doing 4 plus 3s at plus 1000 all have value. So yeah, we're going to ladder this one. Think it's an insane spot, and I'll show you why. So this season he played 2 games against the Houston Rockets, and he ended up scoring 2 and 5 threes. But one of the most important things for this one is the volume. 2 from 7 in the first one, and 5 from 12 in the second one. So over the 2 games, he's averaging 9.5 threes attempted against the Houston Rockets. Why is that? I went back to check the film and I watched the film. They are going under his screens and they are defending him with one game. He was defended with Şengün, who wasn't leaving the paint. He completely ignored him behind the 3-point line. And I'm not surprised with Udoka going with that kind of approach against Russell Westbrook. So I expect them to do it again, leaving Russell Westbrook wide open entire game and just ignoring him, letting him shoot wide open threes because they think that's a horrible shot. So Westbrook, I watched a couple of games, not just against the Rockets. He is just, when he is open, he is shooting this season. So he is letting the ball fly. As you can see on the entire season, when he gets expected minutes, we can see that he's averaging 5.6 attempts from 3. If you go to the last couple of games, like last 7 games, he's averaging 7 attempts from 3, and now gets the matchup where he'll be ignored behind the 3-point line. So I definitely expect him to let it fly. If he takes 7 to 8 attempts, he should be easily covering 1.5 line, but he has a great shot at making 3 or more threes. So that was the ladder bet tonight. And the last bet will be Tre Johnson from Wizards over 12.5 points. We have minus 150 MGM, minus 121 Caesars. I'll play it actually up to minus 125. So interesting part about this bet is now that CJ McCollum is gone, I definitely think he's starting, and I definitely think they will be leaning into developing him, as he's been really good this season. So looking at the expected minutes, he's expecting to play north of 23 minutes. But last game was a huge blowout and he still ended up getting 25. So I think 25 is actually the floor. So he could get up to 25, 33 minutes in that range. So 25 plus minutes is where I will set this. And when he's playing 25 or more minutes, he's averaging 14.4 points a game. And all that came with CJ McCollum because he was playing in every single game. He missed the game against the 76ers as he ended up scoring 20 points. That's the first game without CJ McCollum. Next game against the Pelicans, kind of shied away, scored 12 right at the line. But tonight he's getting a matchup where he scored 24 points a day, like 2 weeks ago. Like season high, career high, came against the Suns, and now he's playing them again without CJ McCollum. So I definitely think that should be a great spot for betting on Tre Johnson. He scored 24 points against them, so I'll go with that. No CJ McCollum, and he had a great game against them, so I'm going with Tre Johnson. Last one, I already shared 5 bets. I'll share 6th one now because why not? It will be Towns against the Blazers, over 1.5 threes, plus 102 at FanDuel, plus 100 widely available. This one is very interesting when Towns is getting 28 plus minutes with Brunson. On the season, he's 50-50 on this line. But he's now playing a team that has Donovan Klingan at the 5, and we can see that they are ranked 24th against centers in threes allowed. And if we exclude top 10 defenses against his position, we can see that he's now covering 10 out of 18. If we go like to favorable, like bottom 10 teams, we can see that Towns cleared this line in 7 out of the 9 games, averaging 2.1 threes a game. So yeah, looking at similar players, these guys don't shoot many threes, but the ones that do, we can see Wendell Carter went 1 from 4, Nurkic made 2 out of 3, Quentin Post is the guy that makes a ton of threes, and he went 3 from 6. Going down there, and now we get the guys that shoot threes. Miles Turner, 3 from 8. Vucevic, 5 from 9. Şengün, 4 from 6. So these guys had higher volume than they usually have, which is expected. As I said, Donovan Klingan is a rim protector. He is the guy that's inside. So Karl-Anthony Towns should have plenty of good looks. As we are looking at against bottom teams, he's averaging 5.1 attempt from 3. And when we look at the top teams in 3-point defense against his position, you can see that he's only averaging 4. So volume is up, and with 5 threes, he should be able to cover, and we are getting plus money on this one, which is great. So guys, I shared 6 bets. Make sure to like this video. If you have any other question about any other bets, make sure to comment it down below. I'll respond throughout the day. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you into the next one.